Hello everyone, I'm Stu Brown, SO1 People. Normally I'd be working at RHQ RE, but like many today, I'm working from home. But we've got an important people policy update for you, and it's important that goes out today. First of all, assignments. If you haven't heard already, there's an assignment freeze. The whole point of this is to restrict the amount of movement by people around Britain and around the world. So if you have an assignment order telling you to go somewhere, then that is paused, probably until July. But let's wait and see how Army policy and Army direction changes over the coming weeks. But if you have an assignment order, it's still live. It's just imagine that the Army has pressed the pause button and will move you on when the time comes. But for now, remain put. Yes, it is true that some exceptional cases will be allowed to be assigned, but believe me, they have to be genuinely and really exceptional. So for 99% of the Corps, you need to get used to the fact that you're not posted anywhere. Okay, the second part of this relates to protective measures for those who are about to leave the Corps. If you're due to leave because you've given your notice to terminate, in other words, you've resigned, or if your existing contract is about to expire, and right now you've realised that you don't want to leave, that you want to stay in the Army for maybe a little bit longer, maybe that job you've had isn't there any longer, whatever it is, then fine. We have measures in place to protect you. If you have given your NTT, or notice to terminate, you have, in other words, resigned, and you want to withdraw that, that's fine. You can do that. You do that by, first of all, going on JPA. Officers, you have to fill out a form that's in Army commissioning regulations as well. But the key date is that if you're due out on or before the 30th of June this year, you need to have done that application by the 15th of May. And that will guarantee that the APC have got time to process your application. If you're due out within the next 2 years, again, because you've resigned or because your contract is due to expire, then you can apply to either withdraw that NTT or to apply for continuance. We can give up to 2 years continuance. It depends on your rank, depends on the structure that you're in. But we can give up to 2 years continuance to any contract, officers and soldiers. It may be in 6-month blocks, etc., but APC will be able to advise on what the best thing to do is. And again, if you want to do that, you can apply. But if you're due out after the 30th of June, please do not apply before the 15th of May. And hopefully it's clear why, but that is in order to make sure that the Army Personnel Centre focuses on the most urgent cases first. Also, we've got about 200 soldier posts. There are a few officer posts out there as well for reservists who want to do full-time reserve service contracts. Those vacancies are there. They're open for you to apply for. The detail of how to apply is in the Army briefing note. It's also in People Policy note. But do apply. They're there for you if that's what you need right now. If you are in Service Family Accommodation, a married quarter, and you're just about due out the Army and you're due to vacate your married quarter, then measures are in place. It's all in the Army briefing note of how to protect you to make sure that if your contract is being extended because you've withdrawn your NTT or because you've been awarded continuance, then you can be allowed to stay in your current married quarter. So we've got that covered as well. And lastly, if you left the Army recently but you want to come back, then apart from those very small and perhaps obvious cases, we'll be really glad to see you back. If you left the Army within the last 12 months, then there's now a new fast-track system that could get you back into the regular Army within 4 weeks. If you want to apply to rejoin the Army, then you can either get in touch with your local Engr Regt RCMO, or you can talk to the Armed Forces Careers Officers. They're not accepting visitors, but they're open and able to do business over the phone. Or you can go online at the Army Careers website and take it from there. So that's the update. The details are in Army Briefing Note 52 and in People Policy Note 2007. There are the People Policy Notes available on the RHQ RE SharePoint. It's also on the Defence Gateway. So the details are in there. But the overriding message we want to get across to you is this. 1, assignments are on hold. And B, if you're about to leave the Corps and the situation out there is not favourable for you and the best thing for you and your family is to stay in, then the means are now in place to do that for you. Thank you.